welcome back to our science class. Now we are in week 13. We are discussing chapter 6, lesson 6. What is a star? Textbook pages from 270 to 275. So let's start. So the objectives of our lesson is to understand the vocabulary, solar flare, constellation. Second one, to know more about stars, to explain the characteristics of the sun, and lastly, to discuss the type of solar eruption. Wow, look at this picture carefully. What can you see here? Very good, stars. Stars are gigantic balls of very hot gases that gives off radiation. The sun is a medium-sized star. Star known as giant may be 8 to 100 times as larger as the sun. So supergiants are even larger. They may be up to 300 times as large as sun. Even though the sun is the only medium-sized star, it is the largest object in our solar system. Scientists have been able to calculate the sun's mass from the speed of the planet and the shape of their orbit around the sun. So, even you can see the sun is huge even compared to the earth. So, the sun is huge when compared to earth. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune, they all are very small when compared to Earth. Now we are going to discuss about the characteristics of Sun. Sun is a fairly ball of hot gases and has no hard surface. So the sun's atmosphere, like Earth, the sun has an atmosphere. The innermost layer is called photosphere. It gives off light energy, you see. The layer above the photosphere is chromosphere. The outermost layer is called corona. When the scientists look at the sun with the special equipments, they see a dark spot called sunspot. Just like Earth, Sun has atmosphere, the innermost layer photosphere, then just above photosphere chromosphere, then the layer above outermost layer is corona, and finally you can see the dark spot on the sun that is called sunspot. So this is actually the layers of the sun. Okay, now just like you know that the suns also take place solar eruptions. So two type of solar eruption that take place on the suns are prominences and solar flare. A prominences look like a ribbon of glowing gases that leaps out of the chromosphere into corona. Prominences may appear and then disappear in a few days or months. Then the second type of eruption, like solar flare, is an explosive eruptions of wave and particles into space. Solar flares are similar to volcanoes here on Earth. Now, what can you see here? Stars, yes. Now we are discussing what is constellation. Constellation is a group of stars that form a pattern. Now look at this blinking star. I'm going to connect these all stars and we form a pattern. What pattern can you see here? Yes, this is a dipper. Yes, and the star pattern called the Little Dipper contain a star called Polaris. You know that in past the people looked up at the night sky and connected the dots formed by stars. They saw patterns that reminded them of bears, dogs, and even a sea monster. Today, scientists divided the night sky into 88 constellations. So, what is a constellation means? A group of stars that form a pattern. Many constellation names are the name of star pattern that people used long ago. But now, look at the pattern. A dipper contain a star called Polaris. This Polaris or North Star is very hot and very large yellow white star. It is almost 2500 times brighter than the sun. It does not look like larger than the sun because it is much farther away. This Polaris is an important star in navigation because it is almost directly above the North Pole. Polaris doesn't seem to move as Earth rotates. If you can find the Polaris in sky, you can tell which direction is north. Now, finally, the spinning of Earth makes the stars appears to move from east to west across the sky. So that's only about our lesson chapter 6 lesson C, what is stars. For more information please watch these YouTube links that we mention in our weekly. And if you have any questions about the topic, you are very much welcome to send messages to WhatsApp to your person account and Schoology account, or please come in our Zoom class, we can discuss there. So thank you. See you next time with the new lesson.